Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. आप किधर बेस्ड हो इस वक्त? किस शहर में हो?
मैं बर्मिंघम में हूँ।
Oh, lovely.
आप
Excellent.
कहाँ
So,
पे थे?
congratulations on your scholarship.
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच। आप कहाँ पे थे?
मैं थी लंदन में, लेकिन अभी तो मैं वापस आ गई हूँ इस्लामाबाद.
ग्रेट ग्रेट। हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस so far?
Obviously, it was amazing. Very, very fulfilling, very transformative.
Great।
And yeah, obviously after it's over, it's very hard to come to terms with the fact that it's over now. But
या
yeah, I'm going through that phase at the moment. But yeah, obviously very fulfilling, very rewarding.
कल्चरल शॉक तो होता है। हम जब पाकिस्तान से यूके आते हैं तब भी कल्चरल शॉक
जी
होता है, और
जी
कल्चरल
जी.
शॉक बैक भी होता है जब हम वापस आते हैं तो।
रिवर्स कल्चर शॉक भी. यस.
एग्जैक्टली, ये बिल्कुल होता है।
हम लोग कितनी अटेंडेंस एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं?
रजिस्ट्रेशन सो फार ओवर 250 है।
अच्छा,
या
एक्सीलेंट.
इको आ रहा है आई थिंक। हेलो।
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम, थैंक यू सो मच।
वालेकुम
मारी
सलाम.
माय सर।
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, but I don't know why there is an echo.
Can we restart? Do you hear an echo in my voice as well?
Yeah, but there's an echo.
Yeah, okay, then I guess we'll have to restart.
No, but now it looks good.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Waiting for Saeed Mehman. Yeah, yes, join.
Hello.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Hi.
Walaikum salam. How are you all? I'm so sorry. My throat is so sore today.
Uh,
Yeah. Let me start. Yeah.
yeah,
Good to see you all.
thank you so much, sir. Good to see you all too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I think we should wait for like couple of minutes. Let's see how many people are showing up.
Are you enjoying your UK stay?
Yeah, there's a mixed feeling.
Hmm.
Yeah, they like मौसम की वजह से भी थोड़ा इशू है। तो ये एंजाइटी है ये, अदरवाइज तो बहुत सुपर
Roller coaster.
है। मगर लाइक जो सिटीज हैं, बर्मिंघम है या मैनचेस्टर है, उसमें एशियन कम्युनिटी ज्यादा रहती हैं, तो ज्यादा वो फील नहीं होता।
तो एशियन कम्युनिटी ज्यादा होना अच्छा है या नहीं अच्छा? वो भी डिपेंड करता
तो डिपेंड करता है, मतलब वो फिर आपको
है.
पाकिस्तान पाकिस्तान ही लगता है। या
Yeah, especially
यहाँ पे
Birmingham. Yeah, I had not so much good experience of Birmingham myself. Yeah.
इंग्लिश पीपल यहाँ पे जो है ना फॉरेनर लगते हैं हमें।
हाँ.
So how was your experience so far when you were a Chevening scholar, starting with Said Mehman?
अच्छा. That was a very wonderful, like my life-changing experience. Personally, to me, it was. I especially chose Sussex and Brighton because of the beach. मैं समंदर वाला बंदा हूँ, like watery person. तो कराची में भी रहना और ब्राइटन में रहना because of the water. I couldn't survive in Scotland or Glasgow or other universities. मुझे unconditional offers थी. Like मुझे कोई 16 offers थी from UK different universities. I had applied 24 universities. So that was my एक कहते हैं ना अर्ज था कि मुझे यहाँ से निकलना है कराची से पाकिस्तान से. So that was the thing, and myself, it was very life-changing experience for me, academically, professionally, और networking institutionally, structurally चीजें बहुत like एक overhauling हुई. I was working in Pakistan like for 10 years before my achieving experience, and now how I see things, the same things which were happening before, but that eye, critical eye gave achieving. Yeah.
Great. And what about you, Marvi?
Thank you so much. Excuse me. I was in London, and London in a lot of ways was very similar to Karachi. It's a very loud, busy, overcrowded city, but it was a very good experience. I got to know a lot of people. Some of the friends that I have till today, I met in London during my program. The one thing that I did struggle with was the weather. The weather in London was horrible, especially during the winters. The December onwards, सिर्फ वहाँ पे overcast होता था, हफ्तों तक कोई सूरज नहीं. तो वो I lived in Karachi my whole life, so वो मेरे लिए that was a huge struggle. That's something that I had to deal with. That was the first time that I developed seasonal affective depression. So these are also things that you don't think about, but when you move to a different place, you realize that yeah, even the climate can impact you so much. So yeah, I mean, but overall, I would say it was like one of the most memorable experiences of my life.
Great, great. Winters are always blue, and they're always blue with me in Pakistan. So you can think about UK throughout the year, it's blue. So thank you so much for your insights. And I would like to ask Hibba Jafri, how was your recent experience so far?
Yeah, so like I said, I was speaking to you before. Hi guys, nice to have you on call. It was very, very transformative for me, academically, personally, professionally, but most of all socially, because I hadn't ever lived by myself, ever in Pakistan or anywhere else. So imagine moving to another country all by yourself, and then at this age it's your first time. Like it's very, very difficult initially because you're not used to it, and then all of a sudden you're in another country, nobody that you could rely on. But yeah, then you realize that people are there to help you, and it was for me a kind of a learning experience that everyone that you reach out is there to help you out. And if you approach, if you approach networking in such a way, you end up making really good friends. I've made amazing friends that are in touch with me. They're from all over the world. One is from Egypt, one is from Mauritius, one is from Bangladesh, and one is from Azerbaijan, and we're still in touch. So yeah, I think socially it was most rewarding. Traveling was something that I did a lot during this time, to the point that I was doing my dissertation in a train to Denmark. So yeah, I guess it's very, very rewarding, transformative personally, and eye-opening in a way that, you're culturally exposed to a lot of new things. Your horizon widens. So I guess very, very fulfilling in that way.
वंडरफुल, वंडरफुल। अब ये है कि हमारे पास पार्टिसिपेंट हैं, ओवर 16 हैं।
Hmm.
जूम का सेशन सिर्फ 40 मिनट्स का होता है, तो आई थिंक वी शुड स्टार्ट। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग and sparing your valuable time to share the experience and your journey so far. So I would like to request Marui Mahisat to have your insights on leadership and networking. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would just like to congratulate everyone who has been shortlisted. This year, it's a huge achievement. And if there's anyone who is an aspiring applicant, thank you for joining. I hope this session will be helpful. I'll talk a little about leadership and networking collectively, and then I'll try to give tips about the two essays, the two questions separately as well. The first thing is that you have to treat these two questions the same way that you treated them in your essays. You have to use the STAR approach. The benefit of that is that it allows you to make your question, your answers very concise, and you give the panel exactly what they're looking for. So the examples that you describe in your interview, and just to preface it by saying that at least in my experiences, I've been in the Chevening interview twice, and the third time I was on the interview panel. So the question for leadership and networking has always been straightforward. It's the same question that you got in your essay, was to describe a situation where you were able to impact uh, or influence an organization, or some, on a smaller scale, some policy or something or the other, through leadership and networking skills. Usually की कोई variation होती है, but at least in my experience, the question more or less remains the same. You should give one example that you have selected, that you mentioned in your essay, and one example can be different to your essay. But in both examples, a very good answer, from what I remember, जो हमें marking scheme दी थी, उसमें a very good answer meant that for leadership, you are able to effectively demonstrate through one example of a situation where you were able to influence um, a voluntary organization in a professional capacity, or in any other example. It can also be, a personal example in terms of where you were able to organize something on a community level. So basically, the what they're looking for is that you are able to demonstrate leadership skills in whatever context of the example that you're giving. So you will use the STAR approach. You will describe the situation, the task, the action, and the most important thing, which is the impact. So in any example that you have to talk about the impact that you were able to make. Where people get confused is that they try to always focus on a very large and expansive impact. जरूरी नहीं है कि आप बहुत ही large scale की example दें. The impact can also be something that's small and at a community level, but basically they're looking for skills that you have the ability to influence even the people around you, or that you have the ability to impact even on a small level, and that in the future, as you progress through your career, you'll be able to impact the community as a whole, and that you'll be able to impact, provide impact through policies, briefs, and whatever professional capacity that you work in. So that's the first part of your answer. And the second example that you can give is something that you haven't mentioned in your essay. It could be something else. And it is important, I would say, at least to give some context about leadership qualities in a personal context. अगर आप किसी voluntary organization के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, as a mentor, as a counselor, as a guardian, can I just request that you mute okay, there is less disturbance? Yeah, thank you. So give a personal example of leadership in your personal lives. You can talk about, for example, I talked about being an academic and a guidance counselor for the Citizens Foundation, and how I'd worked with them for a number of years, and I went into underserved communities and talked about the importance of education, etc., etc. You can give a similar example of that, and that also shows that you are cognizant of impact that needs to be made in your personal lives as well, and not just in a professional capacity. And then end May, what you should ideally do is say 1 or 2 sentences about how you look forward to gaining leadership skills from this experience, and what do you hope to apply them to in your future life, in your career, in your personal life, etc. Again, make sure that the answer that you give is concise. Usually I would suggest 5 minutes is good for the answer that you gave. आप बहुत लंबा जवाब ना दें, because then the panel tends to lose वो ये कहे कि you ramble on, and then the focus of what you're trying to say gets lost very quickly. So that's mostly leadership. For networking, in my experience, I've seen people struggle with networking a lot more than leadership, because networking skills को exhibit करना, I think वो ज़्यादा लोगों ने बेशक की भी होती है, पर उनको वो express करना या उसको articulate करना शायद नहीं आ रहा होता. So for networking, don't confuse it with leadership. They're two very different things. Networking is about collaborative experience. It's about how you collaborate with different groups of people, and then you achieve a shared goal. And that can be in a professional capacity, कि आपके किसी काम में there is a goal that you're supposed to achieve. So you leverage different stakeholder groups. For example, आपके department में जो different departments हैं, आपके organization में जो different departments हैं, आप उनको एक leverage करके एक mutual goal की तरफ लेकर आते हैं. It could also be something as simple as organizing a group of people for collective reflection. For example, if you've organized a conference, for example, or if you have organized something on a smaller level, that is also a very good example of networking. But is jawab mein jawab dein, what you have to focus on is how you have leveraged different networks towards a mutual goal. So usme, again, you use the star approach, and always a good thing is to actually describe the networks that you used. अगर communication का network है, R&D का network है, whatever network that you feel that you have leveraged, it is good to also describe those networks briefly, so the panel knows exactly what you did and what, again, the impact of it was. जहाँ पे आप quantitative numbers दे सकें, that's always a good idea. For example, अगर आपके पास होता है usually this number of people attended a conference, this number of people we were able to reach through whatever thing that you had organized. Beneficiaries अगर होते हैं, अगर आप percentages scored, anything that's quantitative, that's always a good idea to give, because that obviously quantifies the impact, और वो उसको visualize करना थोड़ा आसान हो जाता है. Networking, again, if you have an example on a personal level, that's also very important. You should share that to a certain extent as well. बहुत लंबा नहीं, लेकिन again, a couple of lines are helpful. And then in the end, for the networking question, a very important thing to mention is the Chevening network, and having access to that network. What you hope to achieve through that, what skills do you hope to gain through that, and what do you visualize in the future of using that network for? It could be through either sharing different perspectives related to work. It could be getting a group of people together to organize something, to apply for a funding grant, because these are opportunities that you will get once you complete your program. आपको Chevening alumni communities में access मिलेगा, and then you will be able to actually get together with people who are working all over the world on a global scale and apply for funding grants together. Or even Chevening की तरफ से भी आपको opportunity है कि they have a certain amount of funding available if you are able to submit a proposal. So there should be some mention of that. Um, just a couple of tips for these two questions collectively. Uh, while it's good to have practiced these questions and the answers to these questions, please don't memorize your answers, because that is very, very obvious to the panel. जब आपने एक जवाब memorize किया हुआ होता है and you're not, that it just comes across as a very artificial answer, and a lot of people are then not able to answer any follow-up questions, because it is very likely that you will get a follow-up question. They might ask you something about something that you have said, or they may ask you a follow-up question that may be general. And when you have very, very practiced answers, you are not able to answer that question. So I would suggest that आप talking points बेशक बना लें. You should know exactly what you should talk about and what you should say. It's good to time yourself as well, but over practice karna bhi, it is something that will be a disadvantage to you. Um, and the interview at the end of the day is a conversation, and you should treat it as such. The panel wants to know about you as a person, and that is what the objective of the interview is, and they will treat it as such. जब आप interview के लिए जाएंगे, they will make sure कि आप comfortable हैं. They will, if you are nervous, that sometimes was very visible to the panel as well, and they will give you a second cap, it's okay, you calm down, and then you continue the answer. So they will make sure that you are comfortable, that you're not nervous, but then you also have to take advantage of that. But again, I cannot emphasize on the time enough. Please make sure that you keep your answers, while descriptive but brief. 5 minutes enough. You have your answer, that there's room for follow-up questions as well. And the one thing that I will say, uh, it will also become very apparent if you have not written your essays. If you have used, for example, an AI medium to write your essay, or if you have had some other help. अगर primarily essays आपकी they're not a result of your intellectual ability and your ability to articulate things, that will also become very obvious. So just something to remember. And I think that pretty much covers everything. If there's anything else that either of my fellow panelists would like to add, please go ahead.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Madhvi. And really, the Chevening alumni are an asset for us. And for my success, I would like to give credit to Saeed Memon साहब, because Saeed Memon साहब से मेरा शायद मेरे इंटरव्यू से सिर्फ एक दिन पहले राब्ता हुआ था. उनकी 4 और 5 मिनट्स की कोई वॉइस क्लिप थी, जिसने मेरा होल जो सिनेरियो, जैसे अभी आप टिप्स दे रही हैं, उसी तरह मेरा जो फुल फोकस था फिर उस 4 मिनट्स के वॉइस क्लिप पे चला गया. So I would like to request Saeed Memon Saab to have tips on career plan part. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's your kindness. I'm really humbled. And ये आपका बड़ापन है रज़ाक, कि आपने ऑर्गेनाइज किया, और सिमिलरली हम इसी तरह से सोसाइटी को पे बैक करते हैं कि हम भी कहीं स्टूडेंट थे और किसी ने हमारी हाथ थामा, हमारी उंगली थामी, और हम कुछ ना कुछ सीख पाए जिंदगी में, और हम वही पे बैक कर रहे हैं. अच्छा, कैरियर प्लान के सवाल के हिसाब से आई थिंक अगर ये थोड़ा सा वो हो जाएगा कि अगर वाई यू के पहले होता और करियर प्लान उस पे, तो वो सिमिलराइज आप ऑर्गेनाइज कर लीजिएगा. अच्छा, मैं बहुत ही आसान सादा अल्फाज में आपको इंटरव्यू की जो भी पर्सपेक्टिव सोच रहा था कि आपको स्ट्रेटेजिकली लाइक 20 to 25 मिनट्स ही मिलेंगे अपने इंटरव्यू में. उसको आपने डिवाइड करना है 4-5 क्वेश्चंस में. फॉर सपोज एक लमसम, जिस तरह मारवी साहबा ने कहा कि आपको जस्ट 5 मिनट मिलेंगे एक आंसर के लिए, लाइक लीडरशिप के लिए 5, 5 नेटवर्किंग के लिए, और इसी तरह वाई यू के और करियर प्लान. तो उस 5 मिनट में भी लाइक स्टिक टू यूर बजट टाइमिंग, अगर उसमें आप 3.5 या 4 मिनट में आप अपना आंसर बिल्कुल एंड कर ले, दे दें, तो क्या होगा कि 1 मिनट मिल जाएगा इंटरव्यूअर पैनल को कि वो फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन करें। और मुझे पर्सनली ये पसंद है कि वो फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन करें। मैं इसको आपको एम्फेसाइज करूंगा, कोशिश करें कि वो आपसे फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन करेंगे, तो इट मींस आप और ज्यादा मजीद उनके पैराए से, उनके पर्सपेक्टिव से चीजों को एलेबोरेट कर सकेंगे। नंबर 1 की बजटिंग जरूरी है और उसको भी शॉर्ट रखें। अच्छा, ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंसेस रियलिस्टिक, जितना भी मारवी साहबा ने कहा, वंडरफुल दैट वाज टॉक, आई एम रियली इम्प्रेस्ड, कि उसी तरह से आपने बिल्कुल ह्यूमन रहना है। बी नेचुरल। सबसे जो इम्पोर्टेंट मेरे लिए चीज थी कि मैं जैसा हूं, अगर मुझे स्माइल आ रही है इंटरव्यू के वक्त को मुझे स्माइल देनी है, नो वरीज। अगर आपको फील हो रहा है कि लाइट मोमेंट में इंटरव्यू बहुत अच्छा रहता है तो बहुत अच्छा रहे। खामखा मैं ज्यादा एकेडमिक, ज्यादा फॉर्मल मैं शायद ना रह पाऊं, मैं बहुत ही लाइट रखता हूँ चीजों को। तो ये कि जितना आप इजी रखेंगे, वो पैनल भी कोशिश करेगा कि जैसे ही आप एंटर होंगे वो आपको 1-2 मिनट पहले रिलैक्स होने के लिए, इवन दे ऑफर, अगर रमजान नहीं है, दे ऑफर यू वाटर और बी योर सेल्फ। तो टेक योर टाइम। और जब एलेबोरेट करें तो सिमिलरली कि रोबोटिक साउंड ना हो। आप मेमोराइज करके नहीं आए, आपके लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं। तो लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस में ये होता है कि वो आपकी आवाज से, टोन से, वॉइस के ऊपर नीचे होने से, इवन आपकी आंखों की चमक से, यू स्पार्क इन योर आईज, वो पता चलता है कि हाँ ये कितने एम्बिशियस हैं। तो कैरियर प्लान जब आप एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हो, तो वो सबसे पहले आपकी आंखों के थ्रू, वो पैनल के थ्रू पहुंच जाएंगे कि हाँ ये, यू सी थ्रू योर कैरियर गोल्स ओवर देयर। ऐसा नहीं कि बस मैं बता दूं कि मैं वापस आऊंगा, मैं 2 साल में ये करूंगा, 5 साल में ये करूंगा, 10 साल में ये करूंगा और सब कुछ हो जाएगा, नहीं। रियलिस्टिक ये है कि हाँ चीजों को ऊपर नीचे होती है, हमारे पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमिक जितने भी सरकमस्टेंसेस होते हैं, चीजें नहीं भी हो पाती। किसी का यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन भी था, एक रजाक ने शेयर किया कि वो सक्सेस और फेल्योर से बियॉन्ड आप कैसे करियर प्लान को एलेबोरेट कर रहे हैं, वो आपकी स्पार्क इन योर आईज वो सामने हो जाएगा। अच्छा, नॉट टू मच एम्बिशियस, नॉट टू मच, वो होता है ना कि आप बहुत ही साउंड करें रोबोटिक। ए वेरी रियलिस्टिक अप्रोच की चीजें इस तरह मैं लेके आया हूं और अब आके मुझे यहाँ चीजें देनी है। नंबर 2 के अच्छा, आई शुड कन्वर्ट टू English also. I think there are some audiences. I'm sorry for my monolingual. So the thing is, when you are elaborating your career plan, you must not only repeat your essay examples, whatever you have given in the written, but if there is follow-up questions, you can add on them. You can add on different perspectives. You can add on even the latest on and latest learned knowledges, latest learned issues in your field. Like I was asked, literally, I was asked one of the interview panel, what are the three main issues in your field? Like if I supposed to do the public policy things, and I claim that I will do such and such climate policy or culture policy or tourism policy of Sindh, Pakistan. And then they asked me, what are the three main issues in your field? This was my feeling was this was my turning point. I literally count them. Number one, there is no data centers. Number two, there is no institutional mechanism. Number three, there is no coordination things. So you must absorb yourself into your field, the problems that you are intending to do the career plan over there. So, it is up to you how you are seeing your things being done. आपके आपकी जो कैरियर प्लान हो वो बिल्कुल अगले को शो होती दिखाई हो। यू शुड शो देम, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट देम दैट इस तरह चीजें होंगी। हाँ, उसमें रियलिस्टिकली कुछ चीजें कम हो सकती हैं, कुछ चीजें तो उसको आप फिलहाल इंटरव्यू के स्टेज पे छोड़ दें। नंबर 3, at least do two mock interviews with your colleagues, whosoever have been done through the process, or you are also the candidates yourself. You should do two mock interviews and have them like a very ruthless analysis of your interview preparation. मॉक इंटरव्यू आपको आपकी ना सिर्फ स्ट्रेंथ बताएंगे, वीकनेसेस भी बताएंगे। तो मॉक इंटरव्यू में मुझे फील हुआ था कि मेरी हेजिटेशन कहाँ है, मैं कहाँ लेक कर रहा हूँ। लाइक नॉट ओनली द वर्बल थिंग्स और द लिस्ट ऑफ द आइडियाज, बट potential evidences that should I should put it over there. So mock interview आपको help करेंगे। Or is there anything else, Razak, I should focus on, or Miss Hiba Joffrey would take the seat? Your mic is off. Your mic is
Yeah,
off. Yeah.
I think we are running out of time. We have only
Yeah.
9 minutes left. So
Okay.
I would like to request
Thank you.
Heba Jafri to have the comments on why UK are course selections. Well,
Yeah,
the
so
questions, most
yeah,
of
yeah,
the,
I'll be quick because I believe you needed time for Q&A as
yeah,
well, so I'll keep it very brief. As you know, the fourth essay is about why these courses. It's not actually about why UK, it's about these courses. And I believe in the new application format, they only want you to defend one degree, one course that you've chosen rather than three, which was in our case, because of a reduced word limit. So what I would suggest that you guys do is not go to your university's course outline and copy paste it by, just paraphrasing in a different way into your essay, because they have access to that information as well. What they're looking for is why you chose this course and how that benefits you in terms of your career, in terms of the new skills that you get, in terms of its alignment with your past experience, and in terms of what a unique proposition this course has to offer compared to other options that you might have. So yeah, this question might be phrased differently sometimes. For instance, in my case, they asked me, why do you want to do this degree in the UK? So like it was more about why have you chosen to do this course in the UK rather than any other market. So obviously you have to in your preparation, and I agree with what Marvi said, that you can't be verbalizing or like a rote learned memorized answer. You have to be very, very open in terms of the reasoning, because it can be very dynamic as how they phrase their questions. So make sure that you do not blurt out a memorized answer. And then, I'll give you my example as to how I approached it, to give you a more detailed sense of how you should be approaching it. Is that my degree was entrepreneurship, and they asked me they asked me to justify my course choices. I started off with the first preference, and I said I want to do this degree because it is taught by this program director who has expertise in the kind of startups that I want to be working in. And this person has published this research that is completely in alignment with my past experience. And then I moved ahead and I said, why making this about the UK market? I said that UK has XYZ unicorns that are highest valued, and I have a program alignment with these unicorns, that I may have a chance to work with them. I may have a chance to sit through a guest speaker session with these entrepreneurs. And then I also went ahead in, talking about the specifics of that degree, that, this degree, MSc Entrepreneurship at UCL, offers fintech. It would give me an option to learn Python. It would give me an option to learn about Bitcoin, etc., emerging markets. So what I'm trying to say is you don't have to be using very sweeping statements, general statements. Be as specific as you can to justify and almost fight for this choice of university and this choice of course, and convince them that this course and me are meant to be because of XYZ factors. Don't be generic. Don't use phrases like, yeah, they're teaching this course. And also they might ask you why UK and why not any other country. So don't go with generic answers like, because it will cover the course in 1 year compared to 2 years in the US, for example, because they already have that information. Go with specific data points. You know what? This degree is ranked the highest in this course, and it produced XYZ alumni who have published XYZ research, and then they're teaching XYZ skills that I need to accomplish this goal. So this is very briefly what I would recommend. That and yeah, please do not throw around general words that you can defend, because there will be follow-up questions. Yeah, thank you. I think that should be it.
Thank you so much, Eva. Now we are moving towards the Q&A section. First question is about the leadership. If in my leadership example, a quantifiable goal was achieved and the organization through the teamwork, but no one was influenced, how do I answer this?
So that's fine. If you are able to show some measure of impact, that should work. For example, in my leadership essay and the interview, I gave an example of being a research coordinator for a COVID-19 transmission study. And मैंने जिस तरह से उसको describe किया था, what I said was that through this research study, we were able to recruit X number of participants in Karachi. And the impact of it was that we now have a data set of how COVID transmission in Karachi took place. And in the future, we will be publishing that data set in some scientific journal. And that is what, the impact of that would be. So it's okay if at the moment there isn't a concrete impact of whatever work you've done, but you can always pose it in such a way that in the future, this is what the importance of this work will be. And that, again, would sufficiently answer that question.
Thank you. There's another question. By taking the advantage of Saeed Mehman as the past interviewer, there's a question that, are there any set of questions asked in the interview? Can you tell us the frequently asked questions about all 4 essays?
I have already written the reply over there. Like there are the major 4 questions, the same essay questions. They are followed by your follow-up questions. Like you should make a kind of mind map, focus on the main point, your experiences, and draw some kind of follow-up questions yourself, or ask the strongest critic, like start criticizing you and just writing your follow-up questions yourself. That could be the only way. Like there are no new questions, but yeah, the follow-up questions based on your experiences and perspectives.
Thank you. There is another question. How will you apply your UK knowledge back to the home? I think it's related to the Hiba. How will you apply your UK knowledge back to the home?
Yeah, so I think this should fall more in the career question, but I would still answer it. You have to link it to your short-term, medium-term, and long-term plan, and be very specific as to what exact skill, what exact piece of knowledge you gain from this course that would help you in your X goal, and be very, direct in linking the skill with the execution of the goal.
Thank you. We have only 1 minute, so just tell the don'ts of an interview, just in 1 or 2 line, starting with Said.
Just be authentic, real, and natural. Don't be artificial or robotic. Just be authentic. Whatever you are, be yourself.
What's Marvi?
Sorry, I missed that. Can you repeat what the question is?
What don'ts would you suggest for the interview?
What don'ts would I suggest? I would suggest don't over practice. It's okay. I don't take it very, very, I mean, I don't want to say don't take it very seriously, but don't take it very, very seriously. It's okay to keep it, as Said said, keep it light. And the interview will be like that. It will be a conversation. I made jokes in my interview, to be honest. And that's what I do think that's what contributed to my interview as well. So it's okay. It's okay to take it lightly and treat it as such.
Yeah, 2 seconds to go.